Alright guys, so all 7 City Connect uniforms are out for 2021 at least, and I talked about all of them individually, so now we have to rank them against each other. Which ones are the good ones, which ones are the bad ones, you know? It's been a long time since the Red Sox first unveiled theirs, and it's, you know, from that point, it's been exciting looking, you know, pretty much month by month, seeing what would be next in store. So without further ado, let's get into this ranking. So at number 7, the worst City Connect uniform is, and I know this one is controversial, the Boston Red Sox. Now, this one, like I said, is controversial. You know, some people like it because it kind of tributes to the Boston Marathon, but I mean, seriously, one of the most iconic looks in, you know, baseball, Red Sox. I mean, there's no red on this uniform. Sure, the colors might look good, but I mean, blue and yellow, there's so many blue and yellow teams in all of sports, not just baseball. I mean, you know, to name a few, you know, the Brewers, a lot of teams, you know, the Mariners throwbacks. It's not something we've never seen before, you know, it's not wild. And for that reason, I mean, yeah, it is wild, but it's not like crazy, you know, it just says Boston on the chest. I think the crazy part of it is the colorway, and that's what shocked a lot of people, including myself. And I personally don't really like the look to it. I mean, it's like I said, it's the Red Sox. It's not the Yellow Sox. It's not the Blue Sox. And I know it's controversial because people, like I said, like the color scheme. I like the color scheme, but it doesn't work for the Red Sox, and it never will. All right, coming in at number 6 is the LA Dodgers. Now, the Dodgers could have, you know, done a couple of things with this. I mean, I think the issue is the Dodgers are so classic. They're kind of like the Red Sox where, you know, they have an iconic look, the blue and white and red number, but they don't want to mess with it too much. And, you know, the jersey itself isn't that bad. It's the hat. The hat looks so lazy. I mean, I don't like script logos on hats, really. The fact that it's kind of loud, and, I mean, it's the same script as on the jersey. I would have liked to seen something a little bit different. I mean, I guess the coolest part of it is the sleeves, you know, because that makes it a tiny bit different. It's kind of supposed to pay tribute to, like, the graffiti artists in LA. But no, it's just not really cool. I mean, I feel like they could have put another, you know, something other than Los Dodgers. It's a little bit generic in my opinion. I mean, yeah, they're called the Dodgers. Putting Los in front of it doesn't really change much. I think they could have done something cool with like an LA nickname. I mean, you know, I guess City of Angels wouldn't really make sense because the Angels are a team, but like, you know, something cool like that would have been a lot better. It's just not, it's kind of boring. And that leads me to the next one, which in a way is kind of similar to the Dodgers one. The Cubs. The Cubs is the next worst one. You know, honestly, this one, like, if it was on any other team that was blue and with a hint of red, I would like it. The fact that it's on the Cubs, I just don't like it. I mean, I feel like there's a lot more they could have done with it. And I've said that before with the other ones, but seriously, this one is just kind of bland. The hat is the coolest part of it. But one thing I wish they did, which I've heard a number of, you know, people that analyze it talk about, is if they switched the blues. I mean, so the jersey is like dark blue with a hint of light blue. I think they should have made it light blue with a hint of, with accents of dark blue, because I think, you know, powder blue is super popular, and although it's been used by, you know, a lot of teams at this point, I think it would be cool to see the Cubs do it. And I mean, you know, what an opportunity. City Connect. I get what they're doing with Wrigleyville on the chest, but it's just really not that cool. The hat, I like the hat, but it's like also one of those things where it's just like, it doesn't really catch my eye. So yeah, that leads me to the next one, which is the Giants. I actually like the Giants hat in this. It's, you know, that kind of cool, bright in your face, like traffic cone orange. But I like the bridge on the side of the hat. It's just the jersey though. The jersey is boring. And, you know, they kind of introduced that, you know, new logo. I don't really know if it's like new. I've seen a G logo for the Giants before, but it's kind of been new on a jersey, with the gradient. And I mean, I don't know. It's on the field, I guess it's kind of strange because, you know, the Giants are, I'm used to seeing them wear like a cream colored home uniform. To see them wear white, it's different, and I'm glad they went for a white uniform, but I feel like there could have been a lot more they could have done. I mean, they could have, you know, said the city on the chest, which is a nickname for San Francisco. They could have done, you know, a trolley car. They could have done a lot more things. And, with an NBA-like approach with the City Connect, we've seen in the NBA the city, or they could have done the city by the bay or something interesting like that, or the bay, there's a lot of things they could have done. And the bridge is on the side, I guess, give them a little bit of points because it's, a detail that, is very, very much needed on a blank canvas looking jersey like this. And I like orange as a color, but they didn't really, incorporate it enough. The fog design is all right, but for that reason, it is, fourth? So, yeah. Anyways, moving on. Next is the Arizona Diamondbacks, or Serpientes. I actually kind of like this one. I mean, it made top 3. I guess looking at like a khaki colored jersey is, it's kind of strange in my opinion. I mean, we never really seen much like this in baseball. And it was definitely, a little bit of a risk. My only thing is, it's just kind of bland. I mean, it's cool, don't get me wrong. And sometimes bland is good, I think. Sometimes if you're simple and boring, you get the job done, like the Yankees. But this, the thing I wish they did was added green and or purple or teal, the original colors the D-backs wore when they came into the league. I think it would have looked great if you had that, tan jersey with Serpientes with accents of teal and purple or green. I think that would have looked great. But for whatever reason, I mean, the only really splash of color besides the tan is the red number, and then obviously the hat is just, tan and black. The hat's actually pretty cool, and I actually like the A logo, so, definitely gets points for that. And yeah, not much to say about it though, because it is a little bit boring. But, it's cool enough to make top 3. So, number 2 is the Miami Marlins. The Miami Marlins, initially, I didn't really like. I thought, whoa, this is crazy. But then I compared it to the other 6, and I was like, okay, this isn't that bad. So, it got number 2. A red jersey for Miami, it fits it perfectly. It's bright like the sun, right? It's in your face. It really has that big script, and it pays tribute to a former minor league team. I believe they were called the Havana Sugar Kings. And the hat, I mean, okay, I'm not a huge fan of the logo on the hat. The crown looks strange, in my opinion. But, I mean, the colors are great. That kind of aqua teal color with the red, it's a great combination. So I could understand why people love this, and it is loved from what I've heard by critics. I like the pinstripes too. I think pinstripes look good. I mean, not many teams can pull it off. It's kind of a Yankees thing, but I think they did well with it. So, that's why they're number 2. That colorway is great. And that leads us to number 1, which by default would be the Chicago White Sox. The Chicago White Sox uniforms hit it out of the park, if you will. Their, image is kind of this nitty-gritty South Side image, kind of like the Raiders a little bit, where we have that kind of tough image where, kind of looked upon as kind of the second team in our city. Obviously sharing a city with the Cubs, I can't imagine is easy because, the Cubs have such a big fan base. But the thing is, the White Sox embraced the South Side, and they did that great with these uniforms. I love their S logo on the, popping out big with Southside, obviously. The hats, at CHI, it's an abbreviation. I think they, that could have been slightly better, but I'm going to let it slide because the jersey looks great. It's, technically gray, I think, but it looks black from the distance, and it has pinstripes. The number font is great. It looks great on the field. I mean, they have a black jersey already, but I think this one kind of just nails it. It really is a great jersey. I love the combination of black, silver, and white. It's just so good to look at. I mean, it's a great jersey. I kind of knew when this one came out it would probably be the best just by kind of analyzing the other ones. But yeah, that's it, guys. The top 7 of the new City Connect uniforms. So let me know your guys' thoughts. I'll see you guys later, and yeah, peace out.